Hey, it's Frank here from 40 Honeybee, and what an exciting day it is for me today. It is the day after I got a haircut. Yeah, COVID is finally easing up a bit, so shops are opening, and it's time for me to get my bees. That's what's so exciting about today. It is June 17th, and I'm finally back in the bee business, or I will be in a few hours. I'm on my way up to Innisfil Creek Honey to grab my bees. I grabbed a couple extra boxes and a bunch of extra frames because I'll probably, there are 4 frame nukes that I will put into these 10 frame boxes. And so I've grabbed extra frames and some resources to be able to get them on their way. So I'm really excited about it. I'm going to show you a bit of their operation, hopefully, if they let me film up there, and show you how to install some nukes and start all over. So thanks for joining me on this bee adventure at 40 Honeybee. En route to the bee yard in Innisfil, Ontario. No, I haven't fixed the crack in my windshield yet. Beautiful farm country up here. And hoping I'll be able to show you a bit of the Innisfil Creek operation, because it's a pretty good one. And haven't asked them if I can film there yet, but they're pretty easy going. And we're going to be there in just a few minutes. Can't wait. So a lot of you ask me where I get my supplies, bees, and equipment from, and this is it. This is Innisfil Creek Honey up here in Innisfil, Ontario. And this is just a small fraction of their operation. They do everything bees, including these nukes. Those 2 are going to be the ones that I end up with. And there's Brian Scott. He's the head honcho, and hopefully he's going to have a bit of time to show us around and show us a few things. The place is operating COVID friendly, as you can imagine, and they've been really busy. Seems that with COVID and with more people staying at home, they're wanting to beekeep, and so these guys have been run ragged here in the spring. This is the second round of nukes that they're sending out, and then after this they just worry about taking care of their own bees and getting their own honey production going. Okay, so we got the 2 nukes packed up here and ready to go. And what was recommended to me by Brian, as you see over there, years ago, was just to, I mean, you can stick them in the back of your car and it's not going to be a problem. The odd bee will be out and flying about, but they're not going to bother you. But the ideal way to take them is just like this, in the back of a pickup truck, cover open, closed off and tied down, so they're not going to roll around and such. They're okay to be shut down in that nuke for a little while, but you want to keep some air flowing over them, keep them nice and cool. And then when we get to this destination, we'll open them up and set them up and let them run free. Okay, so I filmed a whole bunch at Innisfil Creek Honey. I have no idea what I did or didn't film, as is the case right now, because this is my primary camera and the screen broke. So I can't see if I'm filming, what I'm filming, how I'm filming, so I'm going to have to, get a new camera, and that really helps as far as clicking the like or subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. If you want to learn a bit about beekeeping, or certainly beginner beekeeping, yeah, like and subscribe, because that does get me some revenue. It kind of bugs me when people tell me to like or subscribe to their channel, to tell you that, you know, it helps them. It gives them money. Let's be honest about it. It gives us a little bit of money. And and so it'll be my camera money. It'll go towards that. Anyway, I did a lot of filming of a new concept that Innisfil Creek Honey has come up with, just for fun. It looked like basically a regular Langstroth hive, but with no bottom on it, and it was actually suspended up on the side of their building. So the bees have spent the last year and the beginning of this summer building the comb down out of the bottom of the hive, so you can see right up into it. It's really neat. Hopefully the filming of that worked, because I'd love to bring that to you. It's kind of a neat concept. Neat to be able to see the bees working. And anyway, we're heading back now to install these bees. I've got the 2 nukes in the back of the truck, and the plan is going to be to bring the nukes down into their position beside their hives. The nuke boxes have a little flap at the bottom that you open up and allow the bees to come in and out. So it's like a mini hive for them. And I'll let them sit there for about 45 minutes and, you know, go away and let them get used to, let those first foragers get out and fly and that. When you're picking up bees, always try to do them very first thing in the morning or very late in the afternoon, evening. And the reason why we do this is because you don't want to lose your foragers. If the hive is out or the nuke box is out and open and the foragers are out and about in the midday, when you pick up the box and take them away, you're going to lose a good portion of your bees and a good portion of your foragers. So always try to do it very first thing or last thing. That way all the bees are in the box. So when I get there, I'm going to open up that flap, let them get flying. Probably won't touch them for about 45 minutes. I'll get their hives ready. What I've got to do is make sure that I do not open them up to robbing. So I left 3 hives unattended with plenty of honey in them in the hopes of being able to catch a swarm. It didn't work. I didn't catch a swarm, but there's hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of bees using those hives every day to steal the honey and rob the honey. So when I set up my 4 nukes, I'm going to put them into my 4 frame nukes. I'm going to put them in a 10 frame box, fill out the rest of the frames. And then I'm going to reduce the entrance. I'm going to put an entrance reducer on each hive just to make sure that it's easier for them to defend it against foragers, because it's not really the season for foraging. Foraging happens most, or sorry, robbing. Robbing happens most in the fall, but robbing could happen at any time. It's a crime of opportunity, right? And robbing could lead to your queen leaving. In extreme cases, it could lead to your queen being killed. So you want to make it so that this new hive that you're setting up, because there are very few bees in it, there's only 4 frames, you're giving them the best chance to be able to defend that big space, which is the new hive. So that's the plan. I will add some honey and some pollen to them as well to give them some food for the time being. And I'm hoping that, you know, in these 4 frames, there's at least a couple of frames of brood, maybe 1 honey frame, and some room for them to build. Hoping to be able to spot the queen as well. With only 4 frames, it's generally pretty easy to spot the queen. Look at her and see if she's nice and healthy, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so we're pulling into the bee yard here. I always kind of feel like I'm pulling into the bat cave because grass gets so high around everywhere that I drive, and there's a little laneway that I get to go through here, which is nice. Keeps the bees protected, I think, more so from the wind. And not everybody can see where these bees are at. So here we are. Let's go have a look. Loner bees floating around, so we don't want to keep them in those boxes too long because they will get hot and they want to get out. You know, they've got to get out and do their thing. Wow, there's a good number of bees in here. Let's have a look. They are rocking. Looks like they're using plastic frames, so we'll just get these bees going down toward here, get their boxes open up, get their hives ready, and then we've got a bee yard again with bees in it. My bees. Okay, so you can see the old hive is ready. I've taken everything out. There's still a bunch of bees trying to rob that hive because it used to have honey. Now most of the honey is over there and in that far monster hive over there that I'm going to finish up when I install these bees. Now, the reason why I have these frames here is because I will need some resource frames to add to these nukes once I put them in the box. So now the thing to do is just to open up this tape, open up this flap, let these guys get out and start being bees. And then after about, 45 minutes or so, I will have a look for the queen and then install the nuke in its new permanent home. See this little flap here? Just open it up and there will be bees. Beauties! Alright, I'll take a closer look at that nuke a little later. For now, I'll get the other one going.